One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. We have sound. We have sound. We have sound. All right. So come on in. Let me know where you are watching from. My name is Tamira. I am a digital marketing strategist. We have been, going back and forth, not in a bad way, but we've been having discourse. That's the better word, about everything that is going on politically in the United States. And I think it's time that we move this discourse into what you can do to have better control over your own destiny, what you can do to protect yourself, your income, your lifestyle, your family, and even build upon it, right? Now, I can tell you right now off top, I'm not going into crypto, right? It's not that I don't believe in crypto or I do believe in crypto. I used to work in financial services, so I am really iffy. I don't give people financial advice because I know the liability with giving people financial advice. You need to do a suitability test and make sure you are investing in accordance with what your propensity for risk is, right? So crypto is actually very speculative, and because of that, I'm not going anywhere near that. I'm not saying it's good nor bad. I'm saying do your homework and work with professionals. Um, a lot of people are losing money, so be careful. So we're not going into that space. Do I believe in investing? Abso-freaking-lutely. Invest, invest, invest right now, but you also need to have a strategy and be working with a professional, right? I will tell you the greatest risk is taking no action. There is a lot of risk in taking no action, and a good financial advisor will go over that with you so you understand that if you take no action, if you take no risk, there actually is risk associated with that. I know a lot of times our people want to preserve and hold on to what they have, which when you are older, that is a wise strategy, but you still have to take some risk, right? And there's risk with everything. There's risk with getting out of your bed in the morning. There's risk with getting in your car every day. There's risk, plugging in the blow dryer into the wall every day. There is risk with everything, right? No matter how big or small, there is risk. Just, to live the human experience and be alive, you are going to experience some risk, okay? So come on in. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you, give you a shout out. Today I'm going to talk about something that's very real about how you can go from feeling overqualified and underpaid to getting paid to exist, because that is exactly my journey. That is what I have been doing for 10 years now. Okay. In today's world, women are facing a lot. And for Black women, as always, it's compounded, right? It's even tougher for us. We usually are the first to feel it, as we can see with the unemployment rate for November and December. While the unemployment rate improved in December, it still was higher than the national average and for other demographic groups, right? So the things that we've seen happen as far as executive orders should actually come as no surprise to us. Sorry, I put on a little too much lip gloss there. Okay. So let me tell you, okay, there is a way out, right? And it's available right now. So stick around and I'm going to show you how you can break through these barriers and start earning what you're truly worth. Because I always say that when you apply for a job, your job is to get as much as you can going through the door, right? Get as much as you can going through the door and negotiate. I don't think we negotiate enough. My daughter took a new job last February, March. She had several job offers, right? And I kept telling her to negotiate. 6 months later, she hates the job. And it's a lot. It's very overwhelming. It's messing with her mental health. And I told her, I said, that's why I told you to negotiate, right? The worst thing they can do is say no. But they can rescind their offer, but they can't make their offer any worse than what it is because you ask. And in a lot of cases, they actually respect you more for negotiating. Even if they say no, they're going to respect you more for negotiating, right? So getting paid what you're worth is really truly up to you. And for a lot of us, it's never going to happen on a job. And when you work in certain fields, that, the soft girl life, I get it. Some fields do better than others in terms of you getting paid your worth, right? So before we jump in, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I came to digital marketing in consulting and coaching with over 20 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was overworked, underpaid, overlooked for promotion, used, and abused. Now, since then, I've gone on my own healing journey, and I do take ownership for my part in that. Okay. I 100% take ownership for my part in that. You couldn't have told me that back then, but through my own healing journey, as I've said, I have discovered my own role in that, right? Really, my trauma's role in that. Okay. So the fact is, if you want a seat at the table, you often are going to have to build your own seat, right? We're often overpassed, we're overlooked, and paid less than our counterparts, even with the same or higher levels of education. I have yet to work for most of the bosses I worked for, I had more education than they did, right? And I was actually, in some cases, I could do their job better than they could do it, right? There were cases where I was left in charge and running things, and it was because they knew that they could leave everything in my hands and it would be okay. And it's like it began to be like, okay, well, now show me that in my paycheck. And I did get promotions in that, but I still feel like in fact, I don't even feel like I was overpaid, used, and abused. So I know the struggle. I know the struggle. And I want you to know you're not alone. So drop an emoji in the comments if you've ever felt like you're not getting what you deserve at work, because I know a lot of people that happens to and who feel that way. So you might be wondering, how we change this, how we go from being undervalued in a system that wasn't built for us to actually be paid what we are worth. Well, later in this live, I'm going to introduce you to Digital Boss Academy if you have not heard of it, because it has been viral on this app, over 20,000 members in less than a year. Okay. It's a program designed specifically to help you build an online business where you get paid for doing the least, so to speak, because you're going to be using done for you products, okay? And you're going to get paid what you're worth. You're not going to get a piece of it. You're going to get 100% of it. And I have a special deal while I am live just for you, okay? So for those who are watching, where where's my notes here? I got a lot of notes. For those who are serious about changing your future and you're watching, I'm running a limited time flash sale on DBA. Okay. So volume one, you can get for only $78, which is normally 111, right? Volume two, you can get for 100 and hello, you can get for $178, and it is normally 222 $222. And volume three, which is normally $444, you can get for $300 while I am live. And so you know where to go for that. Okay. And so just keep in mind that that offer is while I am live. Toward the end of this live, I already changed it because it's just awkward for me to change it while I'm on here. Just for me and the way my brain works. So I changed it just before I came live, and I will be changing it at the end of this live. As soon as I finish this live, I'm going to change it back to the pricing. Okay, so that offer is available while I am live. All right. So I want to share something with you right now, because if you're not actively positioning yourself as an expert, as an authority, you are leaving money on the table. The key to breaking free is in how you market yourself. Marketing is everything. I keep telling y'all, marketing is no longer optional. Marketing is an essential skill. You not only need to learn it, your children and grandchildren need to learn sales and marketing. When you look at those executive orders that have come out, and first of all, that just not just impact people of color and Black people. That is so far reaching. Right now, it is not a law, and it really only impacts federal employees and contractors. But y'all know where this is headed if we don't fight, if we don't resist, right? If the lawyers and ACLU and that don't get involved, y'all know where this is headed, right? That's the next step, is to try to make laws and to repeal laws. And so not only is it important to start educating yourself on the midterms and getting people out and getting the right people in to prevent and block a lot of this, it's also important at your state and local level. It's also important at your governor level. Okay. So this isn't a political talk, but we're just talking about the things that you can do, right? The other thing that you can and need to do is have a business, right? You need some sort of business. Number one, for the write offs. I mean, I'm not a tax professional, but write offs, right? You don't get a lot of write offs when you are an employee, a W 2 or W 4, whatever they call it, employee, but you get the tax breaks at 1099. Okay. I know there's a lot of hate toward creators right now. I know there's a lot of hate toward digital marketing. There's a lot of hate toward side hustles. There's a lot of hate toward things that people just simply don't understand. And a lot of it is just, you have to remember, it's about their own fears and projections. And you can't let their fears and projections stop you from doing what you need to do for you and your family. You know, when you talk about 25% tariffs, that's paid by the company importing. And so that means they pass that along to us as the consumer. So your money is not going to go very far. So you have to make more money. You can't save your way out of this. You can't cut out Starbucks your way out of this. None of that is going to make a difference. And honestly, who has time for a second or third job? You're already drained, mentally exhausted, and that from your first job. So who really has time or desire for a second or third job? So the thing to do, in my opinion, is to get paid to exist, to get paid for living your life, for sharing the things that you use and love, to get paid for being the brand, being the content, being the algorithm. And there are several ways that you can do that. And I think it is a mix of those ways. So you can get brand deals and sponsorships. You can be a UGC, user generated content creator. You can be a coach, a consultant. You can create digital products. You can create courses and workshops. There's a lot of different ways that you can do that. And it's entirely up to you exactly what mix, which ways you go about it, and what percentage of your income and dream life come from each one. Okay. So it's not just about being good at your job. It's about making sure people know you're good at what you do. That's called creating authority, right? And I've come on before and I've shared how to create authority, how to become an authority. Now, for someone like me, I'll be honest, like I actually love Nara Smith, but I could never have her voice. I was not born to have that soft spoken voice like that. Okay. Now, my bonus mom definitely could do that. I just don't, I'm not built that way. I'm not saying there's anything bad about it. In fact, I wish I could do it, right? Like right now, I'm a little tired. I need some more hydration probably. So I sound like I got a frog in my throat, right? I actually think I might be coming down with a little something, right? I always tell people, like, if you call me before 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to sound like a man. Okay. And they always tell me I don't, but I feel like I do because my voice gets a little raspy. It gets a little dry. It gets a little hoarse. It gets a little deep when those things happen. So, but I don't try to come on here and pretend to talk like Nara Smith. I just can't even do it. It doesn't even feel right, you know? So I will use my voice. I will make it go higher and lower. I will whisper, right? I will get loud, but I will still do it within the I won't say the confines, but the reality, the authenticity of who I am, right? So there's one powerful strategy, and that is building a personal brand. Building a personal brand is a very powerful strategy. Okay. You got to stop waiting for validation, right? I always talk about self monetization. I never waited for brands to come to me. Eventually, they did start coming to me, but I never waited for them to come to me, right? I didn't even have to go pitching brands because I knew right away how to leverage other people's products as well as create my own. And I am the brand, and I was able to monetize without needing a platform to monetize me, without needing brand deals and brand sponsorships. Thank you so much for the love. Keep those hearts coming. Okay. So here's the thing, there are going to be people who never like you, right? There are going to be people who never support you because it's you. And you can't let that stop you. If I did that, I would have been dead in the water within the first 2 weeks. I would have been dead in the water in the first 2 weeks. And yes, it's been there have been some very tough periods for me. Now, some of that is because once I quit my day job, I refuse to go back. I just can't. It once you have that freedom, it's really really hard. And then when you start looking at like salaries, and I've even tried to be underemployed, meaning I'm working a job that is below my skill set, and they still want to work you to the bone. They want to work you even more to the bone or just as much, and you're making less. Like, I'm no. When I think about if I could sell like my Luminary Path 6-month intensive full pay, $2,000 or $397 a month, why would I go work somewhere else? You know what I mean? And especially in an underpaid situation, in a underemployed situation, and then to go get a job where I am fully capable and get paid the multiple six figures that I'm worth. Again, it comes with so many trade-offs, like my time and my freedom. I know the minute I got to get up and go to work when they say for me to go to work, I'm not going to want to do it, right? So, but don't get me wrong, everybody has a price. Everybody has a price. So, but the whole interviewing process, the whole shucking and jiving, because let's face it, interviewing and getting a job these days is really turning into the Hunger Games, right? And now the way things are going, these companies really, mm, I ain't talking nobody out their job. Keep your job. Definitely keep your job. Okay. So you got to start showing up. You got to start sharing your expertise. You have to watch the opportunities come to you, because that's how I did it. Right. That's exactly how I started getting the opportunities, is I showed up, and every week, every day, almost, there's somebody in my inbox, wanting to send me product, wanting to work with me. And it's not all free product. I've definitely been paid to create content just for creating it, regardless of if people buy or not. Okay, so you can get paid for what you know, but you can't get paid for what you know if no one knows about you. People have to know about you, and they have to know you exist. Okay, so let me tell you about DBA. Okay. So, DBA is a great way. You don't have to have education in marketing, you don't have to have experience. It's done for you products. And the real value in DBA to me is you taking what is inside of DBA and learning to create your own digital products that are built around your authority and your expertise. Okay. So if you are really good at underwater basket weaving, you should create digital products around underwater basket weaving, right? But the parts about creating those products that you probably don't know or understand are what you're going to rely on DBA Volume 1 for, okay? Volume 1 is going to teach you the basics of digital marketing. It's going to teach you branding. It's going to give you a vault of content that's already done that you can modify and use. It's going to give you a vault of digital products that are done for you that you can modify and brand as your own. Okay. And then volume two, and DBA volume one actually then moves into some, more money making things like, what am I'm drawing a blank here. It moves into things like email marketing, right? It moves into should you organize as an LLC or a corporation or stay a sole proprietor? It moves into more specific money opportunities. And then volume two is definitely, now that you're making money with digital products, here are some ways to make that money work for you, right? Here are some ways to make that money work for you. Because I know what it's like as a young single mom, and my health insurance premiums, and this was nearly 30 years ago. And my health insurance premiums alone were kicking my butt, plus my car payment and my auto insurance, and then paying for preschool slash daycare. And I wanted to put in my 401k. It was very important for me to be putting into my 401k. And now you're talking about with 25% tariffs? Yeah, that's going to hurt, right? And so the better thing to do is to have something on the side that's very flexible, that you can work when it is best for you to work. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you think you can just do an hour or two a week, you're probably not going to make it very far. Okay? You're going to want to do a couple hours every day, 2 to 3 hours, at least 5 days out of the week, if not 6 or 7 in the beginning. But once you pick up traction and your marketing is out there working for you, it's residual working for you 24/7, 365. You're going to be collecting leads in your sleep. You're going to start getting orders, what I call orders, because I started with physical products. You're going to start making sales in your sleep. And that's what DBA is going to be good for, teaching you how to set up the systems so that you can make those sales in your sleep, so that people can get the product that they've been promised without you having to touch anything, right? And that you can get paid without having to touch anything, and safely and securely. Okay. So, like my guy, Rich Thames, Rich has made, I don't even know. I actually, I gotta look because I haven't even seen him since the new updates, since the app went back black and is now back. But Rich has made well over, I would say, $30,000 in digital marketing products. And his story is, he started out, he was actually Ubering. He had been in network marketing and MLM. I think the company went under. He lost his team and he had to Uber. And if you're really good at something like network marketing, you're going to be really good at something like Ubering, because you're going to be, I don't want to use the word competitive because it's not negative, but he's just going to be excel at whatever he does, right? That's Rich. He's going to excel at whatever he does. And so he did really great with Ubering and that, and then he got into digital marketing and has just grown such a following and is doing quite well with digital marketing. Last I knew, I want to say Rich was at over $40,000 from from marketing. Misha Bazemore, she's the one who created the Coco twins, right? She has an excellent GPT, by the way, for you to create AI generated images that are for people of color. They're awesome, and she's got a free GPT also. Okay. So there are plenty of success stories out there. My girl Jakayla, she is a marketer like me, and she was doing branding and packages in that. And yeah, she can make 12, 15, $20,000 selling those. But that was a lot of work, and dealing with all those revisions and clients saying one thing and then you give them what they said and then they turn around and say that's not what they wanted and it's literally what they said. And it was just a lot of work. So she went really hard at digital marketing and started making some really nice money, and she keeps creating new products and keeps selling them. I'm one of her customers. I'm going to buy it because it's her, because she's good, right? Because she's good. She is really good. For me to be buying marketing products from somebody, they got to be at the top of their game, because I don't just mess with just anybody when it comes to marketing. I am a snob. Of course, I should be. I've worked with many of the biggest brands out there. I've worked for many of the biggest brands out there. I'm literally a marketing prodigy. I came right out of high school working in marketing as an intern for a major consumer brand. You probably have used their products and probably even have some in your home right now, right? I've worked with major, major brands. I've worked for Fortune 500, 200, Fortune 20 companies. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So, a big thing I do want to emphasize is how to get started generating income in a way that works for you. And what I love about digital products, and I've had this conversation with many clients over the last, especially starting in 2020, about, like affiliate marketing is great. The issue with affiliate marketing is that you don't get paid today. Affiliate marketing usually pays out 45, 60, 90 days out. I'd say on average 60 days out. So if you need to make money today, your best bet is digital products, your own products, right? Or products that are done for you. You can get a product created and start marketing it and selling it within 24 hours. And when you get a done for you product like DBA, I'd made my money back within a couple hours. I had my system set because I'm experienced and I already have systems in place. It was just adding it to my system. I made my DBA, what I paid for DBA, I made it back within a couple hours. But that's just me. I got a lot of experience. I got 22 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. You don't need the experience. What you need is the desire. You need the ambition. You need the drive. You need the why. If you have that, you can get cracking on DBA. What I see is people get stuck. They want everything to be perfect and they want to learn everything. And you're better off to really kind of just focus on sales first, is my own opinion, and get really good at sales. Okay. So, and the great thing with DBA is you can put it on a payment plan. So at like $78, you divide that by four, round that up. Well, we're going to say 80, that's $20. Four payments of $20 each. You can you can get in for $20. Hold on. It's getting hot here. You can get in for only $20, right? You can get in for only $20 and you could, if you have the network, if you have the influence, if you have a customer base of any kind, you could literally double, quadruple your money within hours, within a day, within a couple days. You could go from having spent $20 with the payment plan and then sell DBA one for $78 or 111 and get your money back, right? Because it's $78 if you grab it while I'm live. I'm confusing myself. So it's $78 if you grab it while I'm live. I mean, that only makes sense, right? That only makes sense. The ability to put content on social media and even be a part of like TikTok affiliate is, that's some relatively new stuff, right? And there are people out there who are seriously changing their lives with these technologies, with what is happening with social media. And the thing is you're on social media just like they are. Why them? What makes them better than you? What makes them more special than you? You're on social media anyway, so why wouldn't you try to monetize it? Why wouldn't you just flat out monetize it? There is something that you know better than anyone else. There is something that you know better than anyone else. And it does not have to be from your job, from your education. It could be your grandma's recipes. You could be monetizing those, not only by way of a cookbook, just by creating food content creation is going to be one of the top niches this year. I've seen others say it and I believe it too, especially given the current environment and the way algorithms are going to be suppressing certain types of content. um, Food content is going to be a safe area and it's going to be highly monetizable. I know for me, my food content in 2025 was some of my best performing contents, and it also attracted lots of opportunities for me. Food content, beauty content, lifestyle content definitely attracted a lot of opportunities for me. Okay. So let's talk about what's inside of DBA. Now, I used to actually show what it looks like inside of DBA, but I had to stop doing that because of uh rules, and that they don't really like for you to do that. Pardon me, I'm heating up here a little bit. Okay. So it's going to give you guidelines. It's going to teach you how to the first thing you got to do is you got to go to start here, right? When you go to start here, it's going to help you and tell you how to set up your online store. And I believe there are now 4 different stores that they teach you how to, you pick one and you set up, right? Again, mistakes that people make, they want to set up one on each one, and just pick one. Just pick one. Whichever one you pick, if people want to buy it and buy it from you, they're going to use that platform. It's that simple, right? You don't tell, stores and it and buy it from you, they're going to use that platform. It's that simple, right? You don't tell, stores and e-commerce you don't tell them what web host and what servers and that. Hang on, because I know commerce you don't tell them what web host and what servers and that. Hang on, because I know commerce you don't tell them what web host and what servers and that. Hang on, because I know he's gonna go back. Okay, so it's also really important to go through the module on the FTC guidelines so that you do not get in trouble and so that you don't put the rest of us at risk, right? Because what one person does can mess it up for all of the rest of us, right? There is training on how to launch. If you can learn how to launch, you will never be broke. All you need is high converting products, right? And then they've really added different softwares on how to set them up. Um, you know, so you can pick System IO. I've used System IO, Standstore, Beacons AI, or Leads Boost. There's Planoly. And then one of my favorite modules is Building a Bomb Brand. It was put together by Jakayla, my girl Jakayla, who is awesome. And it's really well done. I could sell that module alone for $2,000 at least. At least, right? And if you were to get, because you don't have to sell DBA, you don't have to sell anything. You could get DBA and learn and monetize from just what you learn in DBA. And so if you bought DBA for nothing but build a bomb brand, and you went to not only learn what is in there, but begin applying what you learn and start building a portfolio and start getting clients, you would be positioned to make well into 6 figures and be able to walk away from your job if that's something that you desired and chose to do, just from helping small businesses brand with their branding. Okay. Digital marketing, same thing. Learning email marketing, learning SMS text marketing, helping people set up funnels, helping people set up their e-commerce stores, helping people how to collect with their lead collection. There is so much you can do with the information that is inside of just volume 1. Mastering social media, there's a replay vault, because like today there was an Instagram editing training, so that will end up in the vault. There was a podcasting training in the last week that will end up in the vault. And then there's the PLR vault. Those are the done for you products that you can market and sell as your own. There's an email vault done for you, monthly emails, right? That there's so much in here that is even coming. There's let's see, stocks and crypto. Stocks and crypto is in here, right? There's content inspiration, there's customer support, there's a content vault. Like I said, there are um over 50,000 pieces of done for you content. Over 50,000 pieces of done for you content, right? And so DBA is just power packed. It honestly should be priced at a lot more than what it is. So to be able to get it for only 78 while I am live is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So let me see here. I know I was going to do some Q&A, and I have a friend helping me out with the Q&A. So let's see. It will take some questions here. So Boss Lady Tasha says, "How do I start making money online without feeling overwhelmed?" That's actually a really good question. Um, I think the key is to start small, like I said. Get inside of DBA, go through the essentials. I always help my people figure out what those essentials are. The first two, three, four modules, like you want to get through FTC compliance, you want to get through, um, I think everyone should go through Build a Bomb brand. Everyone should go through how to launch, right? Get through those basics and then figure out what is your strongest interest, what's the strongest pull, and really learn and apply that. But if you think you got to sit and go through everything that is inside of DBA before you start monetizing it in whatever way you're going to monetize it, you're never going to make it through all of this stuff. You just won't. It doesn't make sense to learn everything that is in there. You will be a forever student, and nobody wants to be that. Okay. So I think it's not trying to learn everything at once. I think it's there's this formula: invest, learn, teach. So you invest in DBA, and as you're learning, you come on live and you share your journey. No different than if you were doing like 75 hard or 75 soft. You go live every day and you just tell people what you're doing and what your experience is like and show your accountability. And people are going to start asking you about what you're doing, right? They're going to start asking you. Digital marketing is actually not that difficult. What is difficult is continuing to show up and show up consistently, right? I'm really worried about putting myself out there. How can I overcome the fear of showing up online? I get it. I can't say that I've ever struggled with that, but I've had a lot of clients um, do, struggle with that melanin mogul. And what I tell them is, I know it's scary, especially when you're not used to being the center of attention or being on camera or on stage. But the reality is everybody starts somewhere. And, because a lot of people want to go straight to faceless accounts. And the problem with faceless accounts, because y'all faceless accounts are messaging me and I'm not talking to you, because why would I? That you don't feel human. It's weird, right? That's why I've always used my name somewhere in my profile, if not in my username. And I always use my real face and not someone else's, because people do business with people, especially at a small solopreneur, micropreneur level. People do business with people. So when you remember that and you just show up, and the thing is everything is start small, right? Whether you're taking a new supplement, like I was talking about earlier. Thank you for the love. Hey, Sabi. Oh my God. Hey, girl. Hey. You start small. You get on and you go live for maybe 2 minutes. You go live for 2 minutes. And if you're scared, tell everybody you're scared. You are going to be amazed at how many people are going to support you and shower you with love when you get on and you say, "Hey, I'm scared." Hey, Portia girl. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for the love. Right? You will develop your community. Portia and I have never met, but we have collaborated and been supporting each other for years. You will build your community. You will build your people who will show up and support you. That's the other thing that you can do. You can let your community know, hey, this is going to be my first time going live. I'm scared shitless. And people will show up to support you, especially from within the DBA community. If you post in the DBA community that you're going live and it's your first time, you would love for people to sure have, says Portia. You do that, people will show up. You say, hey, I'm going to be going live tonight at 7. It's my first time, and people will show up and they will give you, support, right? They will be there for you so you don't feel alone. But the reality is you've just got to do it. You've just got to do it. Okay? I will tell you, it is a lot easier when you're showing your face than not. And most of the people who are making money will tell you that, right? They will tell you, you got to show up. You want to use your own voice. You want to be authentic, and you want to show your face. Okay. So just remember that you're not sharing content for the sake of it, but to make a difference. It's like there's a testimony, right? You've got a testimony. Your test is a testimony, right? That's the whole, productize your life by solving your own problems and then selling the solution, right? I got to stop saying, right? So that will help silence the fear when you remember that you're showing up is actually helping somebody else. You have to remember that. And in DBA, they show you how to create content that creates that authentic and true to who you are, which makes showing up easier. Okay. What if I don't have a big following yet? How do I get started? Everybody starts with very little following at some point, right? At some point everybody shows up with a little following, right? I made my first money on Instagram with less than 300 followers. I made my first sale on Instagram with less than 300 followers. The amount of money you make does not really have anything to do with your following. There are companies out there that are making millions and have hardly barely have 2,000 followers on their Instagram. Companies and people were making money. Small businesses were making money before social media. I know that's a hard concept for a lot of us, but yeah, Tasha, it is not Tasha. Who was that? That was Creative Queen 101. Yeah. So you just have to build your audience. And how do you build your audience? By showing up every day, posting, I would say 3 to 5 videos, and go live at least 1 to 2 times a week. For me, going live daily, it really grows my account, especially since, it went black and now it's back, right? So there, I've answered some of your questions. DBA is on flash sale for $78 for volume 1. Volume 2 is 178. And by the way, volume 2 includes volume 1, so it's best to just get volume 2. Volume 3 includes volumes 2 and 1, and that is 300. Um ah, my favorite is volume 2. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think for most people, volume 2 is more than enough. Volume 2 is more than enough. And so if you grab that while I'm live, you will get DBA volume 2 for $178 instead of $222. And you can put that on a payment plan with 4 payments, right? Through Klarna. All you do is you know where to go, and the option will appear, do you want to pay with Klarna, right? And you can say, yeah. Afterpay is the other one. Most people always go through Klarna, though. Very few people actually go through Afterpay with me for whatever reason. So yeah, so to me, it was a no brainer, right? I remember last spring watching, and I kept hearing it was Brooklyn. Brooklyn kept showing up everywhere. I kept seeing Brooklyn, 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 Brooklyn. And then I started seeing some other people. And so I started watching to see what other people had to say. And then I just pulled the trigger and I did it. And DBA, like some of my best performing content from 2024 was DBA content. I had several pieces for DBA that went viral because it is a viral product. Because what makes DBA different is that it started as a low ticket MRR, because MRR, master resale rights, done for you products, was huge in 2024. I mean, it continues to be, right? So DBA went viral because it served an underserved market, a market that no one else was really touching. Everything else was 440, over 400 or $500 for done for you products and vaults. And so DBA was actually the creation from a community that asked for it, and they started adding things into it, and then it was low ticket, and then people wanted to keep adding to it, and at some point you got to raise the price. You can't give everything away for that price. It just, you'll cannibalize the market, right? So the best thing to do is to create a volume 2. And so volume 2 came out. And then people still wanted to add more and more to it. And when I say people, I don't mean necessarily the customers. I mean people who have courses, who have digital products, wanted to be a part of DBA. They wanted to co-create and be a part. They wanted to be a co-creator of DBA. And so that's when volume 3 came. And I really hope we're done. I'd rather see a completely new product come out than a DBA volume 4. I'm not even gonna shit you. Like, I'm just like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Okay. So let's see how long I've been on here. Oh, only 46 minutes. Okay. But I am going to get ready to go though, because I still got to get some emails out. I'm big in email marketing. A lot of people with DBA, that is how they, make their money. They get you to go to the preview. You can go grab the preview in the LINK BIEIO. That old cheer from high school. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Come on, Eagles. Let's go. Scooby Dooby Dooby Doo. Right? So you can go to the LINKMIBIEIEIO, right? And get the preview, right? And then you'll get emails from me. You'll get emails from me. And that is what converts. And that is the power of digital marketing. That is how you make those sales in your sleep. Hey, Karen girl. Hey, hey, hey. Right? So, making money in your sleep is where it's at, right? I remember when I was working in banking and I had like $1 million in sales closing while I was off of work that day. There were people at work handling the closing portion for me, because I would do the same for them if they were off, right? And it was in that moment in like 2006 that I'd already been thinking about it before then, but I was like, I got to figure out a way. I was like, I remember talking to the guy I was dating at the time, my boyfriend, and being like, that's like Paris Hilton money. When you wake up and the cash register is going in your sleep, the cash register is going as you're showering, as you're just going about your day, and money is just flowing in. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly, right? And I've been obsessed with that. I've been completely obsessed with that, right? And so that is why I'm so passionate about digital marketing. And I'm going to tell you, because there are a lot of haters of digital marketing. Digital marketing is not a product. Digital marketing is not an offer. It is a method of marketing digitally. It's not a product. It's not an offer. I mean, I've seen digital marketing marketed really, really badly, right? It is a skill set. It is a highly paid and in demand skill set, right? By 2030, worth like 1.5 trillion. Also by 2030, the traditional 9 to 5 is no longer going to exist. How many federal employees? The federal government is a large employer, and a lot of federal employees and contractors are, luckily still getting paid, but yeah, because it's not just the DEI stuff. Like, they're cutting jobs at the federal level. And then you got AI coming in, right? And I've always said, yeah, AI is going to take your job if you're low skilled. AI is going to take your job if you don't have soft skills like emotional intelligence, taking initiative, good communication skills, the ability to get on camera and show your face, right? And yeah, you're going to be at threat for AI taking your job. There's somebody running an ad on Facebook right now saying that AI is going to kill all the marketing. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Because you still need to have good strategy. There are still things that I know about marketing and know intuitively that AI will just never know. It just won't. And people are about to find out. And that's cool. Those are their lessons to learn, right? But digital marketing is a highly paid and in demand skill set. I run a check every so often to make sure I'm ahead of anything and it keeps coming back. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. Keep going, keep moving, keep going, keep moving with what you're doing with digital marketing, right? So, DBA, you can grab it while I'm on live. It is only $78 while I'm live for volume 1, $178 for volume 2. Volume 3 is 300. If it were me, I would go with volume 2 because it includes volume 1. To me, it is the best value. Volume 3 honestly is kind of overkill. I'm gonna just keep it real. But volume 2 is incredible. It's incredible. It is just the perfect amount of everything, a wide variety. You're never going to use all of what's in it, and that's why I say volume 3 is a little overkill. But I mean, there are people who still buy it and they love it. I just think for a beginner to go straight to volume 3 is very, very overwhelming. So that's why I say get volume 2 because it includes volume 1. Okay, you can't separate them. Volume 3 comes with volumes 2 and 1. You can't separate them. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to get ready to go. Get ready to go. Some of my favorite modules that are in DBA Volume 1 and Volume 2, Build a Bomb Brand, How to Launch. I love the Content Vault. Love the Done For You Vault. I was going to say Timu, but what's the car service where you rent out cars? Why am I drawing a blank? That module, the module on car rentals, having your own car rentals and without a fleet, right? If you are at all concerned with the state of jobs in this country and your ability to hold one, you need to get DBA because it's not just about digital marketing. Here, let me go to volume 2 so I can find that. What is the name of that my daughter has used it? Volume 2. What is the name of that? In volume 2, it gets into YouTube, into Pinterest, into YouTube. Turo. That's why I wanted to say Timu. Turo, right? Like it introduces you to a lot of different ways to get that bag, right? And for only $178, and you can split that between 4 payments. 160 is like it's between 40 and $50. Let's just say $45. Yeah, it comes close to $45 a payment over 4 payments. And by the way, when you set it up through like Stand Store Professional and you accept the payment plans, when somebody pays, right? Say they do the payment plan, you still get the full amount up front. Talk about flip that. I'm just saying. I would be, if I were still working a traditional job, I would be running to grab something like DBA right now. If I had to, I'm not suggesting this, but if I had to borrow money or go sell a pair of shoes or sell a designer purse, that's what I would do, right? Because I'm big on designer shoes and purses. I would I would sell one to secure my future. That's just me though. That's just me. So I'm not going to be on much longer. I'm giving you the opportunity to grab it while I am live. I don't have the marathon in me tonight to be on for 4 hours, even 2 hours. We're coming up on an hour here. I am ready to rest my head. I don't know why I've been feeling like this. I've been hydrated. I actually earlier today had a lot of energy. Was feeling really good. And I know it's a new supplement that I'm taking, but it's time. for me to get ready to go to bed. So, thanks for watching. Make sure if you haven't that you click up here and you follow and click the notification so you know when I go live, because baby, I bring the value. I've come on and one time I gave a whole email marketing course for free. It's in my vault now, right? So that's why you want to be on live when I'm on live, okay? So I will see you on the next live. If you have any questions at all, hit me up in the DM and I will be more than happy to answer those. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. See you on the next live.